Good morning, children. Welcome to the English class where we are studying Hornbill's chapter number 4, Landscape of the Soul. This chapter has been written by Natalie Troubroy. I'll just begin with the introduction of the lesson now. I'll just tell you that it has been written by Natalie Troubroy. The chapter is about how different the Chinese art form is from the European art form. Children, you must have noticed that I used to call THE this article as the sometimes. And also, I also pronounce this the article as the also. What is the difference? I just repeat, I have already told you in the classes that the is spoken before any word if the word begins with the vowel. And I call this article, I pronounce it as the if the word begins with a consonant sound like European. You may wonder that European begins with the word letter E, but letter E does not represent the vowel itself, but the sound which comes out of this letter E. When we pronounce it as E, then it is a vowel. Otherwise, here we call this word as European, where year word, when you just say year, year in Hindi we generally say yadi, yadyapi, or yar, or like that, similar words you can say. Then it becomes a consonant. Though it is called soft consonant, but still it is called consonant. So before consonants I pronounce this word as the, and before vowels I pronounce this word as the. So let's see, I'll continue. The European art is about reproducing an actual view, whereas Chinese art is about not creating a real landscape. The theme of this chapter I just want to highlight. Please see carefully that the writer is using two stories to make a contrast between two things. What are these two things? European art and Chinese art. Writer says that European art is about reproducing an actual view, but whereas Chinese art is about not creating a real landscape. It is not actual. What are they? What do they produce? Chinese create an imagination, not the reality. European people, they create reality, but Chinese do not at all. Let's talk about it more. That European art is an artist's way to let viewers show exactly what he wants. Artist wants whatever he wants. They want to show exactly what they want. But in Chinese art, artists show spiritual, not the reality. Remember that. This is the theme of this chapter. So, Chinese artists, the artists, I pronounce this article the artists. The artists, spiritual and inner voice, where you can travel from any point and it lets the viewers create a path for their imagination. Remember that. So I believe you must have understood the theme. I'll proceed now. But before proceeding, I just would like to tell you that whenever you speak articles, prepositions, helping verbs, auxiliary verbs, modals, these words are spoken with very short duration. Also, they are spoken in attachment to the next word. Then your English will be a wonderful English. You will speak in a better way. So remember this particular technique, which is generally needs practice. and very less number of people in this world they speak, especially in India. They speak this way. So remember these few words or parts of speech which are spoken for the short duration and they are attached with the next word. Then fluency and beauty of the language, spoken words will be appreciated. You see the difference and notice how do I speak and how other people speak. So let's talk about the lesson now. So this is chapter number 4, landscape of the soul, and I just come to the summary now. In this chapter the writer contrasts two forms of art, Chinese art and European art, contrast by using two different stories. What are these stories? Let's talk about. In China, during the 8th century, the Tang Emperor Xuanzong commissioned a painter, Wu Daozi, to decorate a wall in the palace. Upon seeing the wall painting, the emperor, remember, the emperor started noticing the outer appearance of the painting, but the painter drew his attention to a cave at the foot of the mountain. I repeat, bit faster. Upon seeing the wall painting, the emperor started noticing the outer appearance of the painting, but the painter drew his attention to a cave at the foot of the mountain. The painter told the emperor that he would take him inside. The painter entered the cave and the entrance closed behind him. As he clapped his hand, the painting on the wall was gone, and so was the painter. So this was the first story of Chinese art. And a painter wouldn't draw an eye of a dragon as he feared that the dragon would fly out of the painting. In another story to represent a European art form, a master blacksmith falls in love with a painter's daughter. The father didn't approve of him because of his profession. The blacksmith sneaked into his painting studio and painted a fly on the painter's latest panel. The fly seemed so real that the painter tried to hit it first before realizing it was in the painting. The painter accepted him as a trainee in his studio. The blacksmith married the painter's daughter and later became one of the famous painters of his time. So here it is a reality. What reality? European art form where a master blacksmith falls in love with a painter's daughter. The father didn't approve of him because of his profession, because he was a painter. So painter's daughter. So blacksmith was a blacksmith. His profession was blacksmith. So blacksmith sneaked into his painting studio and painted a fly. On the painter's latest panel, the fly seemed so real that the painter tried to hit it first before realizing it was in the painting. The painter accepted him as a trainee. And in his studio, the blacksmith married the painter's daughter and later became one of the famous painters of his time. So this is bit reality. I come to the next part, that though these stories revealed as to how art form is believed to be followed in two different regions of the world. In Europe, an artist wants the viewer to see a real viewpoint by the borrowing his eyes. The art must be perfect. The art must be perfect and must be illusion likeness. Whereas in China, the artist does not paint a real one, but uses his inner and spiritual voice to create an abstract piece. The viewer can enter the painting from any point and can travel according to his own imagination. The artist wants the viewer to enter his mind and create a path of its own. This concept is called shan shui, which means mountain water. When they are used together, they make the world landscape. So this is the chapter's name, Landscape of the Soul. So, dear children, I come to this explanation, which is longer one, which you will read yourself. It is a comprehensive explanation. I come directly to the question answers now. Right, now we have the question answers. The first one is understanding the text. First one is contrast the Chinese view of art and with the European view with examples. The Chinese form of art is based on imagination and shows inner and spiritual approach of the artist, whereas the European art form is real and reproduces an actual view of the object form, the landscape. Second one, explain the concept of shan shui. Explain the concept of shan shui. Shan shui is a Chinese concept of art which means mountain water. It is used together to represent the word landscape. The two complementary poles, yin and yang, of an image reflect the Taoist view. Taoist means Tao. Taoji was one of the painter. Second one, what do you understand by the terms outsider art and art brut or raw art? Answer is outsider art is the art made by untrained artists. For example, children or mentally ill person. Novices art. And art brut or raw art is type of art made by people who are not professionals, but they create an art piece with their own depth and understanding and not from the stereotypical form of classical or fashionable art. Next one is who was the untutored genius who created a paradise and what is the nature of his contribution to art? Untutored genius who created a paradise was Nek Chand. He was an 80-year-old creator, director who made the world famous rock garden in Chandigarh. He used everything from a tin to sink or anything which he felt as an art form. One of his famous creations are Women by the Waterfall. Let's talk about the text now. Let's discuss the emperor may rule over the territory he has conquered, but only the artist knows the way within. So this is a statement. The emperor may rule over the territory he has conquered, but only the artist knows the way within. It means emperor he belongs to physical entities like physical comforts, but the artist is spiritual. He doesn't have wealth, but he has wealth of his skill. This is the meaning of this question. Let's talk about the answer now. The statement means that the emperor ruled over the territory which he has conquered and have the power, but the artist knows the path and mysterious work of the universe. The artist can go beyond the materialistic appearance of objects. No matter how powerful the emperor was, the artist's true art form can be seen the way he wants to show them. So, the next one is discuss the landscape is an inner one, a spiritual and conceptual space. The statement, the landscape is an inner one, a spiritual and conceptual space, means that the Chinese artist wants the viewer to enter his mind rather than borrowing his eyes to view his art piece. This requires both physical and mental participation. Viewer can enter the painting from any point and travel from one point to another point, as it is not a real one. It is an inner spiritual and abstract space of the artist. Okay, I come to the next, thinking about language. Find out the correlates of yin and yang in other cultures. The answer is, in Indian culture, yin, which is receptive and female part, and yang, which is masculine and male part, are known as Maya and Brahma. Nature is the yin and God is the creator of the universe. Likewise, yin yang, the two combination of Maya and Brahma, creates a world. What is language spoken in Flanders? It is French language. So dear children, now there are certain grammatical exercises which you do it yourself and ask me doubts if you don't understand. And I just conclude the chapter here itself. I wish you have a nice day. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.